What? Bang!
Whoa! Wrestling podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep, screw, rep.
Yeah.
Woo! Who are you to doubt El Dan? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Can he do it? Unbelievable.
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am the Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for... It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping, let's just call it way too much cash every year on the latest and greatest wrestling video game? Stop immediately. Go to Wrestler Unstoppable, available totally free. All you got to do is go to their website, app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. Sign up today. You can create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, even build your own corporation from the ground up, from the championships to the divisions, everything included, totally free in Wrestler Unstoppable. Again, the website, app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. If you want to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shoutouts like John down in Texas, our #1 Patreon, then you got to pop over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. We do have a loyalty rewards program. If you're a $15 a month contributor, you get to co-host with myself. $7.50 a month, enter into a drawing to also co-host with me. But let's be honest, you could be a free subscriber on Patreon, and they'll just let you know every time we put some content up. There's no obligation. We'd love to have you as part of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, but contributions of any dollar amount gets you into the shout-outs. So, by all means, feel free. If you want to contribute, great, do that. It helps keep the lights on. But if you are just wanting to follow the Pro Wrestling Podcast and make sure you get every episode that goes up, that would be the fastest ways to become a member of our Patreon free tier, if nothing else. If you have questions, comments, something you want me to touch on in the future episode, the best way to convey that to me is to call into the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line, 267-642-1160. I can get to those calls, questions, whatever it is, in a future episode. That is the best way. But for tonight, welcome to this episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. We are going to be diving into everything that was Dynamite. This is a bittersweet show for me, and we want to make sure everybody stays up on what's going on as they get closer and closer to All In in London. So the show kicked off with Will Ospreay in an interview segment, which was going just fine. And then everything for me went downhill from here. One, I do not need Don Callis involved in anything else in the AEW world right now. He's got enough stuff going on. He's involved in enough storylines. I don't need him a part of this World Championship picture. But that is not the case because they have Don Callis come out. And he's talking some trash. All the things he's done for Will Ospreay, the things he's done for Kenny Omega in the past. Eventually, it leads to a beatdown by the Don Callis family, which of course brings out Kenny Omega to make the save. I don't know why Callis is involved. I know there's history there. There's always history. Once you've been in wrestling for any length of time, there's going to be history all over the place. We don't have to rehash it in every single feud. That's part one. Part two, you have 3 of the Don Callis family goons come out and attack Will Ospreay. Why? What is their vested interest in this storyline or this feud or whatever you want to call this? You know, they don't have to have their fingerprints on everything. So these 3 guys, and really, you make the 3 of them look terrible because they get a beatdown from Kenny Omega when he comes out to make the save. And then we get what I thought was, it could have been great, but instead it was just meh, which is Kenny Omega cutting a promo on Will Ospreay about, he faked like he was going to hit him with I don't even know what that was. It looked like a shillelagh, for heaven's sake, or like a cane of some kind. Looked like he was going to hit him. Ospreay dropped to the ground to avoid it, and then he didn't actually hit him. He cut a whole promo about, the type of Will Ospreay he wants to face in London, helped him to his feet, and then Ospreay responded with something about, like, I didn't ask for your help and I didn't need it, after Kenny told him he wouldn't help him again. I mean, look, we're halfway through the month. We still got like 2 weeks left till we get to London, and I don't know, like, it opens the door to a conversation about, like, Don Callis' guys attacking him between now and London, and somebody trying to claim that Kenny Omega set it up somehow because he warned him that he wasn't going to help him out anymore. Something stupid like that. I don't know. It's one of those times where I think Tony Khan overbooks a very simple program. They didn't need anything else. Just two great guys going in to wrestle and leave it at that. But whatever. From there, we get to the match. It's going to determine who gets the Casino Gauntlet number 2 entrant. Of course, we open with MJF coming to the ring, wearing the Triple B. I didn't like how he was in Justin Roberts' face, choking him and telling him he had to call him the real world or the only world champion or whatever. That storyline's been played out so many times in wrestling, it's kind of stale. I mean, most recently with CM Punk in AEW. So, I'm not a fan of that angle. I guess, what else are you going to do with the Triple B now that it's not being used by an active champion? I'm sure MJF will keep that belt whenever, it goes away. But we go into the match. It's MJF taking on Nick Wayne, taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Nick Wayne, poor kid, doesn't even get an entrance. He's just in there somehow. And, look, the match, it was okay. It wasn't anything to write home to mom about. I could live without it. But at the same time, I think that it served the purpose it was supposed to. It took somebody who has no chance to win, like Nick Wayne, and gave him some screen time. It took Speedball Mike Bailey and let him get in the ring and mix it up with MJF so he could always come back to that later. And, of course, MJF was going to win because he's going to get the number 2, and he and Andrade will have an opportunity to do their thing at the show. The problem I have is AEW sometimes is unpredictable, and this was too predictable. From there, we get Jay White and David Finlay. And I got 2 things for this. One, David Finlay looks amazing. He talks the talk. He has a great look about him. And he's much more believable now than when he first entered the business. So I really like what he's doing. Jay White, I've always been a fan of. But here's my second response to this is, this match felt slow. It seemed like they were wrestling in the mud and plodding along, and it seemed to take forever. Jay White picking up the win and going on to in the Continental Cup. But I felt like these guys, as soon as they started coming out, I was like, this is going to be a banger. And it really kind of wasn't. There was actually one spot where Jay White gave a belly-to-back suplex, and it looked like he may have hurt his neck or something like that. And I was like, good Lord. I mean, like, I don't know. It just seemed very sloppy, seemed very slow. There was not a lot of action, so a little disappointed in that. From there, we get an interview segment in the ring with Hangman Page, Brody King, and Bandito. They are the Trios champion, and while they're there, Swerve Strickland's music hits. Now, this is a key part of the conversation for the whole night. May have been the most important part of the night, because Swerve, when you first see him come out, you don't know why he's there. What is his business being involved in this Trios thing? And then he tells them that he's thinking about going for the Trios title. If Swerve Strickland wants to go for the Trios title, who is he pairing with to challenge for said Trios titles? And the speculation would be that he'd be pairing with Xavier Woods or Austin Creed and Kofi. That he would be pairing with the New Day to challenge for the Trios titles upon their entrance to the company. I assume possibly because of this. Maybe over the next 2 weeks, he says, I'm going to be at London and I'll be bringing some partners or whatever, and everybody knows right away that it's going to be the New Day. And maybe that's their big debut, is winning the Trios titles with Swerve. I don't know. But it definitely makes you think. Now, before the whole segment could get over, Ricochet and The Demand come out. Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. I like them. Their look is solid. I just feel like they need to move on to something else. This angle, and I get it. It's not like it's been an overwhelmingly long angle with Hangman, Brody, and Bandito. I just feel like, Ricochet went from the national championship to the Trios title to having no title so quickly. And typically in the past, when a wrestler loses a championship, they're a little upset about it, so they want to go after it again. He hasn't gone back after the national championship. and he was doing great as a single star. Now he's just in this 6-man tag team. And I'm sorry, I'm going to still call it that because that's what I feel like it is. So I don't know. I think Ricochet could be doing more. This is a guy who was fed up with WWE because he felt like he wasn't doing anything substantial there. And let's be honest, in WWE, he was the Intercontinental Champion. He was the United States Champion. He was the Speed Champion for whatever that holds. You know, he had championship opportunities. He had big moments, Royal Rumble with Logan Paul, things like that. He had a great tag team for a little while with Braun Strowman. So it's not like he wasn't getting things to do, but he was unhappy there. But now he goes to AEW, and what? He wants to be in a 6-man tag team with the Demand? Is that really what he left WWE to do? I actually thought he was on board when he got the national title, and I thought, okay, they're placating his need to be a champion or whatever you want to call it. But now I feel like he's fallen into this, like, I don't know, weird space where he's almost irrelevant again. So, I don't know. Hope he's happy, because, you know, it's not like he's just going to turn around and go right back to WWE if he's not. From there, Kevin Knight defending the championship, the TBS championship, or TNT championship against Chris Jericho. And, of course, we get some Don Callis interference. Jericho looked like he was about to win. Don Callis uses the screwdriver. The referee gets distracted, and we get a low blow from Kevin Knight, and he ends up picking up the win over Chris Jericho. Big win for him in terms of name brand recognition with Chris Jericho. I don't know. I'd like to have seen him. I hate to say it because I don't like to see Chris Jericho lose a ton of matches yet since this return, but I kind of wish Kevin Knight just got a clean win over Chris Jericho, if that makes any sense. I really think it would have helped him a little bit more, make him more viable as an opponent for Darby Allin, and we'll get to that a little bit later. From there, Chris Statlander basically mows over Viva Van. I mean, I don't even know why they even had the match. Then Mick Foley comes out and lets Statlander know that she, along with Hikaru Shida, Persephone, and Maya World, will compete in a 4-way for the TBS Championship, currently held by Maya World. And that'll take place, I believe that was going to be at London, or is that next week? I don't know. Who cares? It's another one of those times where you're not taking a championship off Maya World this soon, so I don't think it's going to matter. And then from there, that match announcement, we go right into Maya World and Thunder Rosa in a tag team match against Hikaru Shida and Persephone. So why was Thunder Rosa in this match instead of going against Viva Van? And Statlander could have teamed up with Maya World, so you had the 4 competitors in that match in a tag team match here. It makes a lot more sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to have Thunder Rosa out there. And I love seeing Thunder Rosa. She's one of my favorite people, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed like strange booking to me. And then at the end of the match, Statlander comes out and celebrates with Maya World and Thunder Rosa. It's very confusing. It doesn't need to be. It's overbooking. From there, Darby Allin throws out a challenge to Kevin Knight. He wants a Falls Count Anywhere match, obviously for the TBS Championship. It's another thing I have a problem with because Darby Allin was the world champion, loses the belt, and just gives up on it. He just doesn't want to pursue that anymore, I guess. He's already moved on to the TBS Championship. Is his goal to be a Grand Slam winner? Is that what we're doing here? Is that why he wants to do what he wants to do? It just seems so nonsensical to me. We get another segment that I actually think was very exciting. Now, I haven't said that a lot on this episode, but there are some things that really, really work for me. Obviously, from the beginning, I like the beginning of the Ospreay stuff. I expected the MJF stuff. I love Hangman, Brody, and Bandito. I like that stuff. But this was one of my favorite things. It's not even a match. Don Callis letting Kyle Fletcher know that it will be Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, and Konosuke Takeshita battling it all in for the International Championship. And what I found so interesting is, you know, Fletcher's concerned about his odds of retaining the championship. Okada's kind of tweaking with him, telling him they're going to keep it in the family, which didn't sit well. Fletcher storms off. As soon as Callis figures out, he goes chasing after him. Tons of dissension there. I love the matchup. These three, they're probably going to steal the show. I'll be honest with you. I really think they might put on the best match at All In. I can't wait. This is the first match that's announced for All In that I literally cannot wait to see. This should be phenomenal. And the main event of the night saw Jon Moxley take on Jack Perry in a Continental Cup qualifier. And technically, I guess, because the qualifiers lead to whoever wins the championships, I guess technically this match was for the Continental Championship. Because if Moxley loses, he's out of the tournament. So he can't retain the championship in the tournament. So, again, overbooking a weird situation and neuters their tournament they have every December. So, but doesn't matter. In this case, Jon Moxley picks up the win, as we kind of would expect. And afterwards, shaking some hands and being respectful, which is nice to see. I don't know where he falls right now. If he's a babyface, if he's a heel. He's obviously some kind of tweener. But at the end of the day, solid match. I don't know why they haven't done more with Jack Perry since signing his new contract, since it was very clear from the get-go when he signed that contract, his understanding was he was going to be pushed into a more prominent position, and he's basically been used for fodder since. So, not a big fan of that. But otherwise, decent show. Again, scale 1 to 5 stars. I give it maybe 3.5. Actually, probably not. Probably 3. 3-star show. You know, we got a couple weeks till we get to All In London. We got some time to build some things. Some stuff I love, some stuff baffles me. But at the end of the day, decent show. You know, is it something I would go out of my way to rewatch again? Not really, not the whole show, but I would definitely go back and watch a couple clips. Some of that was pretty cool. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. We'll run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, goes to Suno for creating the music and sound effects I use in my show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, I got 3 options for you. 1, Sketchy People. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beezle Games, which is kind of like a cross between Pictionary and Chutes and Ladders. Or, if you want to test your skills chasing around the supermarket, who's the fastest to get in and get out, check out Banani Market by Doodle Games. Or, one last option, if you want to cruise the cosmos and find if you can get all the relics to get to the final quest, then grab a copy of Legendary Elements by Fufu Games. All 3 games available at thegamecrafter.com. Gotta support independent talent and creativity. Grab a copy of each. I did. They are a good time. You've been playing the same board games your whole life. It's time to shake it up, try something new. If you're looking for a next career move, you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to my website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life educational planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us tonight. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great one.